I decided to do something different. I don't know why I'm speaking in a Russian accent. Apologies, I am currently making myself a drink because it is very early in the morning. And by early in the morning, I mean like 10:32. Today, I wanted to do something unique that maybe other Destiny 2 players haven't done. And talk about what I call custom character lore. So you guys know how there's lore in Destiny 2, right? You've got your Hunter, you've got your Warlock, and you've got your Titan, right? And you've got other characters in the lore cards, and they have their own lore, like what's going on with all the Hunters scrambling not to be the Hunter Vanguard. What happened to Keitel's dog, and all that juicy lore, right? Oh, Iron Banner's back. And all that, right? So, I decided, hey, it'd be fun if players, like you, me, and whatnot, could make up their own little character lore. May not work with Bungie, right, with all the gameplay and whatnot, but hey, there are cards like these, you know? Aldrin Sov has his own lore, and all this stuff, right? Why not do it with our characters, right? For now, my Titan's lore is like what happened to Dredge and Yor. Now, if you don't know what happened to him, I suggest that you, go watch My Name is Bife's video on it. It's an hour long, it explains everything, it explains the Thorn, the Last Word, and all that. Right? But if you don't know, originally, Dredgen Yor was a Titan that used to have the brightest light around. And this was before the tower and the last city ever happened, right? It's kind of what's going on with my Titan. But in short, I'll do a little movie for you guys. If that's okay with you. Hope so. Once we land on the tower, we shall begin. But for now, since I'm live streaming it, I can't edit it, you guys will also see the bloopers that I have to go through. I took my medicine today, so maybe I'll be focused. I do hope so, because if not, I don't really know what'll happen. And anyways, we shall begin. The Titan begins to walk around the tower, listening to the civilians talking, looking at the new iron banner that has been set up, walking towards Zavala. Slowly, as he looks at the traveler, thinks to himself, I wonder what other evils are out there. lurking in the dark.
She said she wanted to express herself, so I gave her a thumbs up.
Wonder what'll happen if I go back to the moon.
We
So
have
many
your
guardians
back,
have died there because of Crota. I wonder just how many. Once he reached this little area of the tower, he stopped and looked at Zavala.
What the?
And then to the little plaque towards K6.
My decryption key isn't working. Yes, Zavala. Awesome.
He stood in silence for a brief moment, and his ghost popped out.
You can deliver to my house.
I can't do a ghost voice, I'm sorry for that. The Titan looked at his ghost. And without even a word, he knew what to do. So, he ran up on the railing. Honestly, man, these bloopers kill people. They're deadly.
Excuse me.
He jumped on the railing
Okay.
and ran, and when he jumped off, he went to orbit. Zavala always not liking his behavior, but the Titan, he was calm when he was in the tower, but when he saw he was needed in combat, he turned into something like a hunter. Too daring, some would say, for a Titan. Some people just explain, hey, MB, he should just punch things. Others were like, he'll be good. He'll turn out amazing. The Titan didn't mind these comments as he was quite the patient one. I forgot to change this armor shader, and I apologize for that. Let's get back to everything, please. He set a destination course for the moon, hoping that he would find some sort of combat. He looked through his inventory, scrolling through all the things he might need, realizing he forgot to decode some engrams. Now this all takes place during the season of Arrivals. I just haven't been able to get to the video until now, so yeah, I am sorry about that. With his armor shining like a diamond, and his ghost darkened so that he may hide within the moon's terrain. They land on the moon next to Eris Morn. He nodded towards Eris and ran off. Looking back for a moment. And instead of using his sparrow, he decided to run towards his destination. He thought it'd be good for him and his discipline. Jumped on every rock he could, or wanted to. With his sword in hand, he charged towards the archer's line, thinking about the pyramids he just saw right before he landed on the tower. Stops and looks at a harpy. His complete mind changed towards combat. He fired. He went up close to the hobgoblins and the goblin, picking back up his hammer and throwing it again, missing. His hammer skills weren't the best. When he grabbed his hammer, he heard a voice coming from somewhere. What sounded like his mind. Titan, come find us. He turned around in shock, leaning his back against the wall, looking around as he noticed his gun's sights were cracked. He sighed and walked cautiously, taking out his shotgun, then his sword. He waited and walked aimlessly around.
Where did it go?
Looking at the phantom. He sighed and just went on with his work. Sliced through a shank, saw some more, began to fire. Actually, you know what? I'm just not gonna do the combat things because you guys understand it, right? Like when a character goes into combat, you know, Bungie's thing. I can't do that. As he walked through the hordes, well, through the 3 hive. He went down to a cave, not caring about its name, but just knowing in the back of his mind he shouldn't be there. He looked down into whatever this is and just saw a poor reflection of himself, a dark reflection of himself, stepping back and running. His ghost chirping, saying, "This is the Hall of Wisdom," before going back to hide behind a moon rock. He reloaded as his weapon began to smoke from the barrel. The Titan had found out a way to imbue his weapon with his light energy and began to pull the trigger on the weapon, and it suddenly had a molten look to it, and as he fired, the bullets immediately cooled off, but dealt burning damage as they hit their targets. This was effective as the targets who felt those bullets were immediately burnt almost to a crisp, like a hunter's gun. But not quite. Something darker began to show as he delved deeper into the cave. Felt like his light was somehow changing. He walked cautiously, moving forward as he shot each hive that he saw, deciding a good option was to be running at them full force. Without a care in the world, he shot, punched through every hive that he saw. Once he was finished, he reloaded and decided to go forward, deeper into the cave, wondering, what is down here? Oh wait, nope, this is the wrong way. He saw another wizard, decided to hide behind a rock. He let out a battle cry and charged at the hive in the cave, punching, sliding, and thrusting up his hammer into the air, causing solar flames to burst up from the ground. He looked at a hive and then saw it. Special of sorts. He shot at it, and as he did, he heard a terrible cry. He saw all that was happening. He kept his composure, still a little startled by the voice that he heard earlier. As he looked upon the hive that were shooting at him, he heard another voice beckoning him to come closer and deeper into the caves of the moon. Once he killed the hive, a chest came up from the ground. He grabbed what he could and continued forward, realizing his bow would be given to his friend, a hunter. As you continued forward, he kept slaughtering any hive, starting to get mad, without a reason. He didn't care. He was having fun, shooting them, seeing even their suffering, bringing him pleasure. Little did he know he was getting changed from the inside. His ghost had stayed behind, realizing that something was taking over his guardian. So he rushed back, only seeing glimpses of these phantom guardians, hoping one of them wouldn't be him. And as he punched the last hive in the room, he thought, "That's it? You're not gonna give me any more?" He sighed with anger and continued to roam through the cave. Looking at this door, he wondered what was behind it, but didn't care. When he turned around, he saw a big black orb floating, wondering, what the hell is that? He realized, this is the Shrine of Oryx. He He continued to go through the shrine. And saw a massive door with two plates that look sort of human in nature. He stood on one to wait to see if anything happened, but no. He sighed and continued to go deeper into the caves, realizing that was there. He charged towards the barrier knight, slammed down his sword. With a final punch to his head, slayed it. Without remorse, he continued to press forward, not caring for any lives that he slaughtered. Thinking if he should go back or not, he waited and looked upon the floating orb that was blacker than someone's pupils. I'm gonna get so many cringe comments on this video. Hey, this is my first time out. Give me a break. He slashed at a couple of swords and just sat, sort of, or crouched down, waiting for something to happen. He looked at the moths. For who knows how long. But when he got back up, he casted down a shield, wondering how long he had been standing there. Some say it was 20 minutes. Others say it was 2 days. But all they know is that when he got out that cave, he turned into a ruthless titan. One without mercy, without grace, but just death. From that day forward, he was known as the Titan who failed. He has other names such as the Slaughter Titan or the Murder Sickle. Some make fun of him with that name because they don't think he's real, but others have seen his wrath. He's only been seen by 4 other guardians. When a search for him began, those guardians, a full fire team, was slaughtered by him. Only one survived, telling that one, say to the city, the darkness will rise, and the witness will win. He saw when the ghost returned to find his guardian, he realized what had happened, and he began to run. But his ghost was corrupted by the darkness as well. Darkness had taken over this guardian and his ghost. The traveler lost a child, and the darkness has gained a son. When that Titan emerged from the cave, and the fire team, Warlock, went to the tower to explain everything that happened. Nobody believed him. Nobody believed him. And that's when he vowed to take down this Titan, even if nobody else could. But in a short turn of events, and a sad one, the Titan killed the Warlock in a single slash of his sword, the weapons that he normally used. Once he killed that light-bearing Warlock, his weapons, they all changed into something dark and ominous. Almost as if, like, the darkness changed them. Changed them all. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit. I don't know how long that was, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed. I know I did. And I hope you guys have fun today. Have a good day too. Oh, one more thing. Please don't hate me. I know I'm cringe.